Okay. Good evening. Thank you all for coming. I'm glad you could brave the elements tonight and come to Orientation Part 1, which is my posture workshop. So just before I get started, I need to ask a couple of questions and a quick show of hands. How many of you would like to be healthier than you currently are? Okay, great. Hi guys. How many of you would like to, when you're 80 or 90 or 100 years old, be healthy and appreciated and independent and mobile?
I'm going to be dead for me.
So everybody except for Dave can stay, because the information we're going to talk about tonight is going to help you do just that. All right? Posture. By the end of the evening, if I haven't explained to you very clearly how important it is to have really great posture, and if you don't understand how it affects your longevity and your mobility and your quality of life, then I've done a really poor job. Okay? And we're going to divide the workshop into two parts. And the first part of the workshop is really why. Understanding why it's so important. And I'm going to show you some pictures that don't look very nice. I'm going to talk to you about some cases of people and their health that aren't very nice. Why? Because I need to help motivate you to take action and change some of your behaviors, especially around posture. So that's going to be the first half. And then the second half, what we're going to do is the practical side of it. I'm going to go through with you top 10 or 12 things that you need to do with your posture that will make the biggest difference. Everybody okay with that? All right. So again, the first half, I need to make sure that you understand that poor posture is this. All right. So when I say hit deadly, I don't mean hit by a bus deadly, but what I do mean is that over time we know that poor posture will lead to a shorter lifespan, more chronic illness, more likely winding up in a nursing home, and all kinds of terrible stuff. And that's what I mean by deadly. So that'll be the first half, and then we'll get stuck into the practical part on the second half. Everybody okay with that? Turn to somebody beside you and say, I'm glad you're here. Do that now, go. Now, for those of you that are under chiropractic care, we're going to talk interchangeably about posture and a problem called subluxation. All right? The reason that you go to a chiropractor is to correct subluxation and then maintain your spine so that subluxation doesn't come back. Throughout this, the most important thing that I hope you can think of while we're going through this is the understanding of why you want to get adjustments for the rest of your life, and understanding how adjustments correct subluxation, which is poor posture. Okay, those two things are two sides of the same coin. All right, so keep that in mind while we're going through this. So let's talk about posture. And posture is a window into your spine. So everybody that's under care with me in this room, we took some posture pictures that you all love. Everybody loves their posture pictures. Don't worry, we don't put them on Facebook or anything like that. Only I get to see them and you get to see them. There's a really important reason why we take those pictures. And the main reason is to get an idea of what your spine looks like. And just by looking at posture, we can spot problems. And we understand, really, there are three big problems with poor posture. So let's talk about what they are. And the first one is symptoms. Right? With poor posture, eventually, it causes pain or symptoms. And there's a whole myriad of things that you can exhibit from poor posture. You know, from neck pain, headache, shoulder pain, back pain, high blood pressure, osteoarthritis, subluxation decay, depression, breathing problems, brain dysfunction. All that stuff happens just in the first section of your spine, in your neck. Then we get into all kinds of other stuff, like digestive problems, whether it's heartburn or constipation. It can be period pain. It can be numbness and tingling in your toes. It can be a whole bunch of stuff. I like to call subluxation the great impersonator, right? Because you can have symptoms of high blood pressure that are actually coming from pressure on nerves in your spine. And if you don't address that, and if you don't look at that, well, maybe you're going to be on blood pressure medication for the rest of your life when you shouldn't have been. And there's a growing body of research supporting what chiropractors have been observing for the last 120 years when it comes to things going away once people start seeing their chiropractor. Right? But I want to remind you, when you see a chiropractor, it's for optimal nervous system function by correcting posture and correcting subluxation. I want to make it clear that I don't fix that stuff. But working together, we get to see that kind of stuff go away. Right? Does that make sense? All right. Subluxation is the cause. This is the symptom. The problem, really, is how it affects your lives. How it affects your sleep or affects your work. How it makes you grumpy. It affects your relationship with your spouse or your kids or friends. That's what we're trying to get to the bottom. And that's bad enough. That's enough of a reason why you want to change your posture and change subluxation. So that's the first problem. The next problem comes down to the spine itself. Okay, so as a chiropractor, I'm not primarily concerned with the bones in your spine, it's your nervous system that we're trying to influence. But we also know that subluxation over time damages your spine. And for those of you that have had your report of findings or under care with me, we've had a close look at these, but I want you to have an even closer look. And I'm going to hand these around, and I want everybody to look at these two sets of vertebrae. And what I want you to do is check the motion in this one, and then compare it to the motion in this one. And while you're doing that, I want you to think about which of these you'd rather be when you're 80 or 90 or 100 years old. Right? I want you to have what we call kinesthetic experience so that you can really, really remember this. Because if you don't remember this, and you forget to look after your spine, you're going to wind up being one of those, which isn't so nice. So let me show you some pictures of what happens. I want to show you, or share with you, a case of a young lady. So this picture was taken back in the 1960s. And this is a young woman who, I'm not sure the reason why, but she has a normal neck curve x-ray taken prior to a motor vehicle accident. And so you should know your neck number on your x-rays. And if you don't know it, make sure you ask me the next time you see me. But everybody should know what their neck curve number is. Ideal is 43 to 45 degrees. So God or Mother Nature, whoever you subscribe to, tells us that my normal curve is 43 degrees. And yeah, you should be putting this in your nose. Right? When you have this curve in your neck, which is a function of good posture, then there's no tension on your spinal cord, and your brain and your body can talk to each other the way that they're intended to. Okay? So she's got a normal neck curve, then she's involved in a motor vehicle accident. Now this next picture is some years down the track, about 5 years from the original picture. So she's not facing that way anymore, she's facing this way. Can everybody see how that normal curve has gone straight? Okay? This is a problem. One, the first thing that happens is that there's tension on that spinal cord. And when you stretch your spinal cord, it starts blocking your jumbling signal, is what it starts doing. Okay? So that's a big concern because that disrupts signal going to your heart, your lungs, your stomach, down into your arms and your fingers, like essentially everything from here down. It also starts to jumble signal and goes back up to your brain. And we're going to talk about that again in a few minutes. Okay? But we need to come back and talk about subluxation degeneration. Can everybody see what's happening here at this level? Notice how it's different than this one and this one and this one. You should be able to see these little, I like to call them Evel Knievel ramps. Okay? So, and you should be able to notice that the disc is thinner. Can everybody see that? It's thinner at that level, Trace? Yeah. So what's happening, it's really clever. Here's my understanding. God designed us to be smart and put health and healing inside us, and that gets around your nervous system. And if your environment is good, you're going to express health and healing. This, which is forward head posture and a straight neck, is not a healthy environment for your nervous system and for the bones in your spine. So for every 25 millimeters of forward head posture, you increase the weight on these bones by a factor of 10. All right? So we draw that line from here to there, and I'm estimating at least 50 millimeters of forward head posture. So that's 20 times too much weight on those bones. There are little sensors in these bones that, through nerves and through your spinal cord, send a signal back up to your brain. And essentially, the bones are going, hey, brain, too much pressure, what do we do? Brain very quickly goes,
Build more bone.
great idea, isn't it? Too much pressure, we want to strengthen it. Right? So, that's exactly what we see happening here. Your body's always trying to express health, and it's always trying to help you out in the environment that you're in. Always. And that's what's happening there. But it comes at a cost. That disc is shrinking. What do you think that does to the hole for the nerves? Does it make it smaller or smaller? Who said smaller? Okay, good. Good answer. Makes it smaller, makes more pressure on your nerves. Those are the nerves that go down into your arms and your shoulders. Shoulder pain, numbness in hands and fingers. Right? But it's not going to stop here. And I'm going to show you 3 more pictures up until 1974. And you're going to see how quickly this decays at this level and this one right here. That little white fleck is the beginning of this stuff starting in the ligament. So watch this. You go 1968, there's 1970, and already it's advanced quite a bit. And then 1972, and then 1974. Sorry, they're a little bit overexposed or underexposed, but you get the idea. If I go back, how quickly did that go? Who here has kids that are at least 6 years old? All right. How fast did that 6 years go? Okay. Mine are 15 and 13. What the heck? Where did that time go? Once you get this, you can't go back from it. And the problem that people have is they mistake that if they feel good that they're healthy, and if they don't feel bad that there's nothing wrong. Well, and that's not true. Everybody in this room is going to feel better before they're healthy. And I want to make sure that you don't make the mistake of stopping looking after your spine and then winding up like that and coming back to your chiropractor, and then the chiropractor says, sorry, I can't help you. Okay? This x-ray here on the left, this is the x-ray of a cadaver or a dead person. And what they've done with this picture is the person, they knew what their posture was like when they were alive. And they had very significant forward head posture. You can see the loss occur. So what they did is in this x-ray, they propped them up in what was their normal posture. And you can see forward head posture, straight neck. Everybody can see the decay happening here. The next picture that's coming up, it's a mid-sagittal section. So what we're going to look at, and I apologize if you're a little bit squeamish, a mid-sagittal section. So we're going to look at the right half of the specimen, right down the middle. Okay? So what we can see here, that bit there and that bit there, is the decay that I can see happening there and there. Okay? And we can see it at L4 as well. And then, if we look back here, can everybody see this bump, and this bump, and that bump? Okay. That's the same degeneration growing out the back of the vertebral body. What's this long cord-like structure? Spinal cord. Okay. What's that doing to the spinal cord? Kinking it, pinching it, squashing it, choking it. What do you think that's doing to the signal? Do you think chiropractic can fix that at that stage? Do you think surgery is an option? I wouldn't try it. Okay? You're in trouble when it gets to be that bad. That's pinching fibers that go back up to your brain that affect how healthy your brain is. And when you come and do orientation part 2, the stretching and movement workshop, if you haven't done that already, we're going to talk really specifically about how important that signal is for your brain and brain health for when you're 80 or 90 or 100 years old. Okay? Who wants all their marbles? Okay, so that's the second problem. That's decay. That's me. Without the dress. Okay, so Gertrude here, what do you reckon? Do you think she just woke up one morning and said, that's it, I'm going to go down to the bus stop and do the splits? Or do you think there's a little chance that over her life, she's maintained a certain level of flexibility? Who thinks that? Me too. Okay, so that's what we need to do is talk about maintenance. Number one reason that people develop subluxation is a lack of maintenance. Okay? Stress and or posture and trauma and not getting your spine checked regularly and not doing your exercises all add up to create this problem. So I want to share with you what the 3 pillars or 3 legs of the tripod of maintenance are. So let's think about our teeth for a minute. Let's imagine, first up, we're a bunch of dentists and we go to this little unknown island somewhere in the South Pacific with 1 million people. Nobody's ever been there before, but all these people eat is sugar and they don't have toothbrushes. What are we going to find? A bunch of tooth decay, aren't we? We're going to find cavities everywhere. That's kind of what we're dealing with when it comes to subluxation. Nobody's maintaining their spines. Why? Because nobody's ever taught them. But that's what I'm teaching you tonight. So with dentistry, there are 3 keys to maintenance for teeth. What are they? Yeah. Brushing, flossing, and checkup. Everybody knows that. Dentists have done a really great job. My profession hasn't done a great job of teaching this. So, here they are, the 3 legs of maintenance. Any guesses what they are? Come on, don't all sing out at once. Okay, yeah, so exercise, stretching, and movement. That's one of them, Dave. Well done. You're forgiven. What are the other 2? Think about dentistry. Brushing, flossing, and checkups. That's what we're defining. Yeah. So what 3 things do we have to do maintenance? More specific, counsel? Checkup. Yes. Okay. Checkups or adjustments. All right. And it never amazes me. This is always the last one. Always. Every time I do this workshop. Pardon? Yeah, posture. That should be the obvious one, shouldn't it? We're at a posture workshop. But that's it. Those 3 things. And if you do these 3 things, you're going to have a healthy spine and a healthy nervous system. Take away one of the legs of the tripod, what happens?
The TV falls off.
Take the wheel off the TV stand and your TV falls off. That's a private joke video, people.
Maybe I'm going to go back to catch you in your trouble.
So watch this. Let's talk about maintenance. And I want to show you some pictures of some people that I've had the privilege of working with. This is Laith. He's a builder. When he came to see me in this picture, he doesn't have just a straight neck, he has a backwards neck. So, neck pain, headaches, and shoulder pain. After 3 months of working together, he's starting to come good. We have a positive curve actually happening. Gone from negative integers into the positive. Pain's gone. So Laith is gone. Because he didn't get it. He didn't understand that there was still work that needed to be done. And he didn't understand that once you mow the lawn, you always have to keep mowing the lawn. Because the lawn keeps growing. Subluxation keeps coming back. So 18 months later, he comes back, and guess what? It all came back. And the symptoms came back as well. Okay? Martin. motor mechanic, another young fella. His story's identical to Lace. I'm not going to say anything more. The exact same story. I see it a lot, too often. Okay, Beverly, she's in her early 70s now. She's been a wellness client and a maintenance client for, well, since I came here in 2003. Fortnightly checkups. Did she have some decay? Yes. Has it gotten worse? Not really. It's about the same. Okay? Because she's doing that. Les, he's in his early 70s as well. Same as Bev. Been with me forever. A little bit of decay right there. That hasn't really gotten worse. And I have to tell you, Les is not the chiropractic wellness poster boy. Right? He does his adjustments every fortnight and that's it. Exercise? No way, man. Posture? What's that? He just gets adjustments. But still managing that. And that's what I've noticed over my 20-year career. People that are getting fortnightly adjustments, it stops that decay as well as resets your nervous system every couple of weeks so you can stay sharp. Okay? This is Bridget, that's right. No, sorry, this is Sally. I'll show you Bridget in a minute. So she was working with me in 2010, stopped getting adjustments until 2018, and everybody see that's worse on the second picture, that there's more decay there. Okay? This is Bridget. 27 years old in this picture, and 33 years old in this picture. You can see the obvious difference. She didn't start care, but she came back 5 years later because she still had the same outward problems, symptoms. She still had the same inward problems that had, in fact, gotten worse. And she still didn't start care. Okay. Doug, 81 years old. Everybody can see what's happening down here, where it's bone on bone. Okay, he'd been struggling with like burning in his hands and shoulder pain for years, and he'd been everywhere. A number of specialists and doctors who advised cortisone and physio and other surgery and stuff. Guess what he was never advised to do, by the way? See a chiropractor. Okay, he finally came in because he saw an ad, I think in the Star or something that they had at the time. And I had to say, look, I don't think I can help you. And he said, well, I've tried everything. I said, I'll give you a 10% chance, which is really pessimistic in chiropractic, that we can help. He said, I'll take it. 3 months later, he was angry because I couldn't fix it. And then that's Bill. Okay? I'm showing you these because you need to understand how bad it can get in a worst case scenario. And I wouldn't wish this on anybody. And Bill, I didn't start because there's nothing I can do with that at that stage. Okay. All right. So we've talked about two problems of poor posture and subluxation. We need to talk about the third one. So we know the first one is how it makes you feel. We know the second one is that it fuses your spine together, which is potentially crippling. The third problem is this. Wherever your head goes, the rest of your body goes, and I've seen 4 research papers, independent research, this isn't chiropractic, this is independent research, that all says the same thing. That if you wind up like this, you are most likely going to have a shorter life, you're most likely going to have more chronic illness and disability in that shorter life. You're more likely going to wind up in a nursing home, and you're going to more likely have somebody helping you with your activities of daily living. So who knows what your ADLs or activities of daily living are? What are they? So feeding, somebody helping you with your feeding, somebody helping you get dressed, okay, showering or bathing, and going to the toilet. How many of you like doing those things for yourself, by yourself? Okay, and it's those little things, isn't it, that we take for granted now. well, everybody in this room is still young, but, you know, you've heard that expression, hindsight is 20/20. The amount of people that I see in their 70s and 80s that turn around and say, you know, I wish I would have known about this when I was in my 20s. All right? So for you two, I'm especially happy you found out about this when you did. Because you've got the best shot of anybody in this room to really protect your spines and your health. Okay? Okay. Guess where this starts? It doesn't start when you get rear-ended on your way to your posture workshop. It doesn't start the day that you bend over in the garden and pull out a dandelion and your back seizes up. Okay? Can everybody see that posture problems start when you're a kid? Right, Tara? Okay. Everybody in this room, probably from the time they were 5 through to high school, were doing this. Well, there's forward head posture. And guess what that's doing to the curve in my neck? Well, and this is what I see when I x-ray kids. And I routinely x-ray kids and I insist that children get checked. I would turn my air conditioner on, but it's cactus.
That's all right.
No, it is warm in here.
It's warm.
Yeah, it's not just you. So, I apologize. My air conditioner man's coming tomorrow. But I see this in kids routinely, and this is why we check kids. What do kids show up with subluxation? Most of the time they don't complain, but, well, let's talk about Chance. This kid, when he came in, his mom brought him in not because of neck pain, back pain, headaches, but she had heard that chiropractic can help things like earaches and sore throats. When you come do my stretching workshop, we're going to talk about how adjustments and normal movement in your spine affects immune system function. We know that, and research is clear. First x-ray of Chance I took with him, well, that's the one on the left. At that time, he'd been under medical care continuously for 6 months for recurring earaches, otitis media, and sore throats, and he was on antibiotics in perpetuity. Did I say that right? Like, continuously, forever, like for that 6 months, with no break. X-rayed him, adjusted him. I said to his mom, Jackie, I want to check him tomorrow, bring him back in. And this was in the old center across the street, upstairs, and I could, my adjustatorium, I could see the stairs, and I could see her coming up the stairs. And she had a Chance, and she got to the top of the stairs, and she looked around, she saw me, she said, "What did you do to him?" Now, I only have one door in the old office. And I'm thinking, how do I get out of here? And I'm thinking, should I call my insurance company and just let them deal with it and I'll jump out the back window? But like a bear, you know, when a bear charges, you're supposed to stand up and you're supposed to stand your ground. Well, that's what I said. Well, what do you mean? And I had other people in the office, and she said, well, you adjusted him yesterday, and last night he didn't snore. He's been snoring ever since he was like this big. And she's going, oh, he sounds like a bloody chainsaw, and he shakes the walls, and he keeps us all up. And she said, but he didn't snore. How cool is that? Well, when you understand that the nerves in your neck affect your diaphragm, affect the sinuses in your nose, and you understand the anatomy, it doesn't sound so far-fetched. That's his follow-up x-ray. No more antibiotics, no more earaches, no more sore throats. All right, so for those of you that have kids, that haven't had your kids checked, I really want to check the kids. They need it. Okay, so that concludes part 1. Any questions on your clipboard? Let's go through the blanks. Poor posture is deadly. Symptoms of poor posture include, I gave you a whole stack of them. You're designed to have a neck curve of 43 to 45 degrees. To maintain your spine properly, 3 keys of maintenance, you need to have great posture, do regular exercise stretching, and get regular adjustments. Can you go your whole life without adjustments? Yes. I don't understand why you would. Osteoarthritis, aka subluxation decay in the spine, is potentially crippling. It pinches the nerves and can even choke your spinal cord. Hyperkyphosis, aka hunchback Gauger's hump, has been shown in 4 independent studies to be linked to more chronic illness and a shorter life. You can also put in there nursing home, activities of daily living as well. Looks like I need to update my form.
It's not money.
Okay, who is a little bit more motivated to change their posture or do a little bit better with their posture now? Okay, great. That's the purpose of the first half.